What's good, man? Y'all know what it is. She know what it is. We know what it is. 2323 Cops. And today we're reacting to this debate went left. 6 and 7 up versus Captain Tarzayaric on life, death, and racism. All right, here we go. Let's fucking watch it, dude.
DNA. I'll tell you that the world that we live in is simply an illusion. If I tell you no, or if I tell you yes, and tell you how, you're gonna determine which one was broken and which one wasn't based on an idea. No, I'm not. Right? I'm gonna determine. Okay, so why you say use what speak, eh? Come on, I go with this half all that and forth. So you quiet. Let me know what you're saying. I'll go ahead on. Let me know what you feel. I mean, it's all good, right? Way in the water. Way. You hear me? I said way in the water. Oh, son. The son ain't Rock. Yeah, the sky named Nut. I feel lost. Yeah. And they came together and they made the earth because ain't none like none. Along, yeah. A lot of people don't know this, but you gotta be Egyptian to know this shit. Yeah, you gotta be a god, nigga. So play on me. You ain't a god, nigga. I take you got that suit on. You like a white nigga. Yeah, God. All right, welcome to X Files, where we reveal the previously once unrevealed. Reveal gay. It's not unrevealed if you don't want to know. Everything is right in your face. Well, we had a lot of discussions where you speak blasphemous. You spoke a lot of blasphemous comments about the black community. So that's why we have our leader here, Mr. Chaz, that's going to set the record straight for you, so that way you understand what you've been spreading misinformation. Hey, this is made by what I spread. I was spreading nothing but divine truth. Everything is one. Everything you come from, you should already misinformation. Well, we said you can only understand it if you're Egyptian, but you ain't Egyptian. Oh yeah. Everybody, let me say something. I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down to you so you would understand if I was you understand everything comes from one thing. Everything is one thing. Everything breaking itself down in different little things. Think about the one thing. Everything is one thing in the world. Everything is one thing. Everything broke itself down. God broke itself down. Everything. God is one thing. Everything is one thing. Well, in Egypt, they would actually call net rules. And Egypt wrong. You know Egypt. Egypt. I'm going to Egypt. Oh, this is understand. God. So, so do they did right? They had something. They had with they had it from Sumerian ancestors, Sumerian clays. So they got their base for. Come on, man. You got some Egyptians too. You believe in Moses? Moses got it from Egyptians? Moses rejected Egypt. No. Moses got 10 commandments from the book of the dead. No, you better speak out the reading there. I'm talking read. You read. Oh, you read it. That's what no, Moses got it from where? Right, though. The dead is about the book of the dead is about what you do after you dead. Moses is talking about what you do when you live it. Y'all know what Jesus said. The way and bury the dead, so y'all ain't dead. See, everybody think they alive, they're real dead. So I don't think you want to think dead. Nah, I was in the live gangs. I'll cop this after Jesus cop this. I didn't start off with Egypt. Now I'm aware that everything is Egypt. You just brought up this book of the dead, which is about the afterlife. What about you do in this life? That's why I said, let the dead bury his head. I speak, please. Them Egyptians was out. That's your dead. You know what the dead is? It's like the underwear, right? I never saw this thing. It ain't no more unaware than them Egyptians. A lot of people, listen, a lot of people are. There's a world with a lot of things that people ain't world with now. They had something that the babies had that niggas don't have now. Emotional control. Right. Emotional manipulation. But that's different though. Now you talk about something. Everything is emotions. No, I don't argue that. But what you talk about with emotional control, that's because the family structure is broke. Oh, fuck family. No, all you can even why you said did you have your father? Meaning you grew up in that whole home and for broken off. Those is. Oh, I fucking wrong. On what? Okay, that's city. Well, just answer the question, man. Let's see. Are you for real? Oh, listen. This what Monet at. Who? Mo. Who's the Monet? Wait, what you running from my question? You don't understand that. Yeah. Did you grow up in a broken home or together alone? Let me tell you something. You know, move forward. Just say yes or no. Boom. Let me say. I bet you grew up in a broken home. There's a way you say, what's the book called? Oh, you said what? What's the book? A broken home is when that mother and father is not together, so that child could never experience the care and affection from the mother and the discipline from the father. He can't see the interaction that a mother and father goes through, so he can know what it's like when he gets older. So when we get older, We have kids because we want to have sex. Nobody teaches not to have sex until you want to actually stay with that woman or stay with that man. And then when we have a child, we learn how to take care of that child on their own. Hence, we create generational broken homes. Stories time. Let me tell you, what's the story? Everything. That's the story. Wrong time. Can you answer the question first before the story? Broken home with no this. I will answer it with a story because okay, you tell you something right because we can sit here and we can debate over right or wrong. But there's no right or wrong. It's all about. But this ain't right or wrong. This road gets longer. So this is it. If I tell you no, or if I tell you yes, and tell you how, you're gonna determine which one was broken and which one wasn't based on an idea. No, I'm not. I'm gonna determine. Okay, so why you say you lose what speak, eh? Come on, I go in his half all that and forth. So you quiet. Let me know what you're saying. No, go ahead, let me know what you feel. I mean, it's all good, right? Well, let me say, yeah, about family, right? I'm gonna say, right. One thing about family. I'm gonna say three things about family. One thing I say about family. But I say family, say family for one reason, right? Because let me tell you something, right? I don't know who my great grandfather is, right? I don't know. Or my great grandma, right? Nobody knows, right? Let me tell you what family do. Family celebrates you after you dead. They don't celebrate you while you're here, right. Let me tell you about a spiritual family, right? The kind of one that aligns with everything that you're doing. They pour into you. A lot of times want you to mimic what they are saying before, like, you just like his daddy. Oh, maybe you just like your daddy. Or you sound just like your uncle. Or you look just like your nephew. You all look like. Listen, because I want to be free, right? I have to break away from that. Listen, I love family, but sometimes I got to be aware enough to understand that family will keep me down, right? I'm gonna say this, right? I love this, but don't want all this shit. I understand about family. I understand about the unity of people that never been in the unit before. We've been broken up. We've been broken to pieces, right? Listen, I just came here to pick up pieces, let everybody know that everything is one. Listen, ain't nobody above nobody, ain't nobody under nobody. Everybody is the same. Listen, to love my family, I first gotta love me, right? And if I don't love me, I couldn't love my dad. All right. So ain't no family until I first understand who I am. What you looking like that for me? You never. Wait, can I respond now? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Please interrupt. You never do more. So what you just said about having a spiritual family that pours into you, you're correct. When you incorrect that, when you say you just like your daddy, you just like your daddy, you just like your daddy, it's supposed to be just like your dad. The problem is we don't see our daddy first. And the second problem is because our daddy are taught to hate our father. So when you say like when you like your father, he is saying like you are spiritual. If you're truly spiritual, pay attention. If you're truly spiritual, you can reverse whatever pain your dad did. So when they say you like your daddy, it don't hurt you. The reason why nobody want to hear you like your daddy because you think about either your daddy being absent, your daddy being abusive, your daddy not being there. So now here's a story. You can have a father that was a full-out dope fiend, a father that abused you physically. And then as you grow up as a son, how do you navigate through a world where you didn't have a father that you felt that you love him? You know what you could do? You begin to love yourself, like he just said. And then when you love yourself, you know what else you could do? You can forgive your father. And then if you forgive your father, you know what that did? That then allows you to heal so that you don't become the same father to your son. Now, what I just did was take what he said spiritually and physically and actually gave you a solution. So this, he has to love himself to forgive his fathers and forgive his grandfather. So he don't know how to understand what I'm saying for you. Do you and your father shall say DNA? Yes, good. Because they realize when you die, and you realize that there's something that's called the listen, it was a it's a experiment to figure out the brain. That's one thing about the brain. They can't figure out what they don't understand. Right, Lang? Let me speak, please. I'm listen. I'm gonna say something very important. If people get, I'll tell you that the world that we live in is simply an illusion. Right? Let me tell you this. Right. So people have near-death experiences. Right? Meaning they died and they came back. So they took this blue light experiment. Right? This blue light experiment was designed to look at people's brain to determine, different things, different in IQ. So what they noticed was people's brain was different. So they looked at the first person's brain. They noticed that people had different dimensions in their brain, different levels of consciousness already programmed in their brain. Some people had 3, some people had 6, some people had 9. But something changed after they had near-death experiences. They had near-death experiences. That's what happened when they came back. Even their DNA has changed. They didn't have the same DNA that they had before they died when they came back. Listen, I'm gonna say this right. I just want to say this. We love family. We understand. We gotta understand this world is about experience. I am a conscious person, right? Having an awareness of earth. So, listen, the idea of family is good. You got a family, treat them good, right? Because it's an idea of family. But if your family go, if your family died, if your family happened to hold on to that pain. It was only an idea of family, right? Because listen, I'm gonna tell you this, not cool what I'm talking about, because science is that proof we talk about. We live in a world, right? What matter does not matter. They took the telescope. No, what matter does not matter. They took the telescope, right? You heard the thing, mind over matter. They said it's because your mind controls matter. And they, Egyptian to make your mind. The phrase is mind over matter, not matter over matter. No, listen to me. Okay, this is because your mind controls matter. Mind over matter. So listen to what I'm saying to you, right? So, this right, this chart, it appears to be here, right? But actually, it's not. Actually, it's atoms and it's only a trap because take your business from launch to legendary with Shopify. Sell more with the world's best converting checkout and turn analytics into opportunities so you can scale further. Is conversation. When I'm speaking of the idea of the world that we live in, and everybody knows this, right? This idea of delusion. Listen, the brother is right, but if you listen to me, I can show him that I'm not here to prove him wrong. I'm here to add to a story, right? Because let me tell you this, right? So this right here, right, is a church. We all know it's a church, but when I turn this way, guess what? It's not a fucking church. But you see it, so it's a church. And they realized it made it the double light experiment. They took light. Right? They looked at the light, and then they looked off of the light. The light did something different. The light moved, but into the telescope. Went to the telescope and went all the way down on the Earth. When it looked, two things. One, it got blurry, and two, it was pixelated. It all happened in the computer. And then they felt this is kind of crazy, but how can we have correcting color codes in space, right? Listen, when they found all these things, they realized a lot of things, that this world is simulated, and it's simulated by the brain. And listen, I can't be lying, because the CIA just released documents saying the same thing I just said. But listen, this is what they don't understand. Those people don't understand where he's going is right, because he's opened up his conscience. He opened up his third eye. He can do wonders, right? The people that's been poisoned by food, attacking your body, they're attacking your mind. They're attacking your mind because your mind controls it. Listen, how much time we get? We get some time, but I just want to go ahead because you dance around in a few different points right now, and I just want to make sure to bring it back. I think I told you the story of, but you're adding on to his story, and it's ironic because you're trying to dispute everything what he's saying about ancestry. I'm saying everything he's saying is true. So what I'm saying, determine of where you at, it can change. Because do you know that we live in a simulated world, and right now, it's a lot of different versions of me right now living at the same time. We cannot have the same DNA. It's a lot of different versions of me. We're trying to focus on this version right now. You know how many young boys and girls, young men and young women have mother and daddy issues, and the mother and father is still alive because they have not faced that trauma that they caused, and then they have kids and impart that trauma onto them. That's a cycle of life of cursing. So how do you address that? You got to first address the root of the problem that affected them, which goes back to their family or go back to their childhood. What affected them? You teach them to love themselves. You teach them to work it out with their mother and father, not even for their mother and father's sake, but for their sake. If you're acting like your mother, if you're acting like your father, you know better than this. Whether they are living or whether they are dead. I'm gonna say this: intelligence gets you nowhere in this world for these reasons, right? I'm also spiritual. Allah, for God speak, please. You just spoke. You say you're gonna let me speak, please. You haven't let him speak this entire time. I'm sorry. Please go ahead. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead, brother. Listen, I'm gonna say this, right? One thing about so-called black people, we've been told a lot of stories. We've been told a lot of stories, but we haven't known the origins of these stories, right? I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm a prophet, right? What I come with is to let everybody know that everybody's right. I told you, we live in different realities all at the same time, right? What he says is absolutely correct. I can't tell nobody watching this that he's wrong, right? But what I can say, that everything in this reality happens in a loop over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. What God does, God watches pattern. God is pattern. God is order. So when you watch pattern, you can understand what's going on in this reality, right? So I'm saying in pattern, with things that go around, we keep going. The first place where we heard anything, any laws about anybody should do anything, came according to the book. But I could prove this book's a lie too, because they come from that first. First time they ever seen it was in the Sumerian clay tablets. And they represented God as different things. Ra, sun, right? what I said in the beginning was true. Sky, nut, right? Earth, none, right? And all these different energies possess different things. He said one thing. He said one thing about masculine energy and feminine energy. Masculine energy and feminine energy is different. What God did broke some down different energy to understand who He was. So it's all I want to say is this, right? Masculine energy, feminine you should possess. Everybody possesses it. Jesus possessed it because you got to possess it because it's how you unlock the levels of because you got two sides of your brain, a left one and a right one, right? And they all do different sides and different things, right? Well, I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. I don't want to debate, man. When I first started to sit down with him, I sat down with him for a lot of different reasons. One of the reasons because I don't see a lot of people on social media at all. They get speak the way we speak not giving a about what nobody think about it, right? I seen him and I seen him with a white man. He told the white man, yo, you the devil, right? Listen, I'm gonna say this. Man, I can't say he's lying, but I could tell him that that white man is him. Right? But listen, but I have to tell him, and another thing, everything is one. Right? I can't disagree. But I could say that everything go back to Esther the one, so we don't gotta fight no more. Right? Listen, I come to stop the fight. The fight is already won. Revelation said they need to re-reveal. So I'm saying that this is already happening. Everybody can shout, right? But what he says right, so listen to him. But what I say is absolutely, it's different. So, Mr. Tez, go ahead. The field is yours after I die. To what he said, he made a point to say that God is about patterns, right? Let's say if I slightly disagree but agree. And he says everything come back in cycles, and you got to look at the pattern. So if you look at the pattern of us, there has to be a point where somebody comes and corrects that pattern to get us straight. So as you're looking at the plight of our people, you're looking at the lack of love, you're looking at the lack of disconnect. We're off that pattern of God. So now somebody has to come and take that pattern and say, okay, what pieces need to be put in place to get us back on God's pattern? Okay, we got to have a better spirit. We got to have a better brotherhood. We got to have a better sisterhood. We got to be able to take back what's ours. We got to be able to have our identity. In that context, now I'm using his same words so he can't say that hero, you would actually bring the pattern back that the Most High had for us from the beginning when he said, let them be fruitful and multiply. The laws of God existed before any book. Doesn't matter what book it is. So when you say the things that you said, and I do appreciate the compliment that you gave me because a lot of people don't. So I do appreciate that too. But what we cannot do is when I bring up the root of the problem, which is the family structure, because that's what we emulate. A lot of us that have gotten into gangs, a lot of us a lot of our sisters that we see in strip clubs and prostitution and stuff like that comes from not having a home, and then people outside of the pattern, which would be the gangs or the pimps or the hustlers, know that they can formulate a sense of family, and then now we'll say, well, I ain't got no family with my mama. They say they gonna love me. They say they my brothers, and then now we in gangs, and now women is on stripper poles. Now women is prostituting because some pimp said that that's their daddy. So somebody has to come and rectify that. So when I asked you in the beginning about your father, it wasn't a slight, wasn't to get nothing personal, but it was just to bring up a point. If we all recognize the broken homes that we came from, like the story that I told about a Dauphin daddy, physically abusive, that's my story. My story was my father was a full out dope. When he was off dope, he was perfect. When he was on dope, he was abusive, not sexually, just physically. And as I grew up, I had a younger brother. And as I had I have a twin sister and a younger brother. So when my father was abusive to me, I didn't take it out on my sister because she's a girl, it didn't matter. But my brother, he was the spoiled one. So I didn't give a fuck about my brother when I was growing up. And when I say I didn't give a fuck about him, I didn't give a flying fuck about my brother. And it wasn't until I got older. And as I'm in my 20s, there was a conversation I had. Now I'm unconscious to what I'm doing to my brother. I know it now because I'm older. But when I was doing it, I didn't know. And I'm unconscious to it. And so my brother comes to me, we have this round table conversations. Me, my mother, my brother. My brother says, my mother asked my brother, do you love Tyreek? That's my born name. And Stefan is like, I don't know. And I didn't understand it. And so I had to start having conversations with him. And when I started having conversations with him, I realized my brother wasn't the problem. I was the problem. And why was I a problem? Because of the experience that I had with my dad. So as I'm going through that change in myself, I realized I had to forgive my father in order to work it out with my brother.
Absolutely.
And so I forgave my father. When I forgave that father, my father, it took everything off me. I had no more weight, no more burden, no more nothing. And then I was able to mend that relationship with my brother and my father. So now what we do in the Israelite School of UPK, we take all of us that didn't have that brother or that mother or that father, that broken home or that family structure, and give them a better brotherhood, a better sisterhood, and a better spirit. So without us getting back on that pattern, right, that I mentioned, we'll be off pattern. I land.
No, what? Prior to you saying that, well said.
Thank you.
I wanted to make sure just to interject to ask a quick question on that because you're speaking about the forgiveness that you have and the power of that energy and that love that you can give to those around you, whether it's your brother, your offspring, your connection and family, and any genealogy.
But the offspring part was important about that. I would become a better father because I'm no longer carrying a burden to pass down the generational curse from father to son to son to son. Now I could begin the blessing because my kids are not going to grow up with the abuse that I did because I healed myself from it. Where a lot of the mothers and fathers today are not healing from abuse, and so they're treating their kids like they were treated.
Right. And you're breaking that generational curse.
That's what
you talk about. There's no generational curse. Is stupid. Let me tell you something. What? Let me say something. Let me say something. I don't think people understand right there. I was gonna say everybody's crazy. The problem is the mind. Everybody's crazy. Let me say something. Listen. Did you know that nobody watching this that tell me the next 5 minutes? Nobody knows the thought. Nobody knows where the thought come from, right? Nobody knows this, right? And I say this all the time. And I'm gonna say this, right? And I'm gonna say this to people who understand this. I speak from a reality of those things that are spiritual. Talk about the carnal mind, you talk about the physical mind. And everything is physical reality. Listen, you need the physical reality information, and you also need the reality, understanding nothing is real. You understand you can attach to everything dying, everything dies for a reason. And people keep coming back for a reason because people keep attaching to everything. Listen, I'm gonna say this, man. I done met people that treat dogs like humans. They love their dogs. They cry when their dogs die. The dog don't possess the power to love. Listen, people can't possess the power to love because people can't possess the power to feel hate. I tell you this all the time, man, the love is hate, but everybody you love gonna make you feel pain. Listen, this is everything. Pain is the teacher, and everybody run from pain. You never run love. You always learn the pain. But let me say this. I want to say this. I want to say this. Listen, I speak from reality where pain is the teacher of everything, right? I'm not here to comfort nobody. I'm not here to tell people they should learn this because logic and logical things never did. When you're talking about what was taught in the books, everything taught in the book is backwards. Like he said, what were they teaching on before the books? How did people learn? Right? Why did everybody get drug off to go to school? We talk about people that did that before we weren't getting drug off to go to no school, right? We was getting programmed, right? So I'm just saying to break the program is to break away from the things they programmed us with. They programmed us with the books. So, right, hold up. Stop saying so. I have a question to ask. Don't ask it literally talking, bro. Don't break me in the middle. Go make a point. You didn't stop him. You asked him after he got done.
You're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
After he got done. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying to the point I'm trying to make. This, they were trying to do. See that will happen. Let me tell you something. It's things that fuck with your energy on purpose, right? Anytime you're trying to message, they interrupt the signal. You just interrupted the signal on purpose, right? Because like life is moment to moment, right? This I can tell you this, right? You can take if it's like for 40 years, doing long. You make one good decision, you go up. You could take them to live 40 years doing right. You make one decision, you go down, right? Life is moment to moment. Depending on the decision that you make, it creates a new reality. So I'm telling people this. I heard what he said. His pain is trauma. We grew up. That's what one decision. You make it all done and over with, right? Depression is a choice. Because I asked the person, I'm on Skid Row. I told the person, look, you depressed? He said, yeah. I said, why are you depressed? So I'm thinking about this. I said, are you depressed when you thinking about something else? He said, no. I said, then there's a choice. Choose another thought. Right? Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm not here to debate. I don't do no debates here. Because debate, I have to prove I'm wrong. I can't do that. But what I can do, I can add to it. Because everything that you see change, we ain't looking at it no more. I told him about the church. I said, change, we ain't looking at it no more. The kids do too. We look at the kids, we move cussing, right? When you look at your girl, oh, how you doing, daddy? When you leave, say your girl knows what she want to do. Every time you're not paying attention to something, do what the want to do. And this is what the scientists figured out. And they figured it out with everything. Did you know this? I'm gonna be dumb. I'm gonna be dumb. Did you know I grind my feet every day in the ground? You know why I grind my feet every day in the ground? Why? Because the trees and I'm coming. You know why you know I'm coming? Because they got eyes, they got ears, and they can see. And everybody don't know this, but it's true. The scientists know this. Everybody knows this. But you know, see, you look at it, come on, right? But people don't understand what's around them. Everything's a lie.
Top of my to-do list is check the candidates from our premium sponsored job post on Indeed. They're certified and I invite them to apply. Responses are usually quick, and I use my Indeed employer account to keep track of everything. And now back to my real job. Visit Indeed.com/hire now to sponsor a job today.
Conscious is different. But everything is conscious. I'm keeping it real.
Well, I'd like to ask you guys both a very serious question on subject with what you had just stated.
God bless this.
Do you think there's any responsibility for ignorance to your past or even the past that's gone on through your ancestors? Hold it to it. The pain is hope. Listen, how can you learn from it if you want to be ignorant to the past?
Learn from it by letting it go. It was a lesson. Never do it again. Everything running parents.
But you're ignoring.
You don't ignore it. You never ignore it, gang. When I say you move past it, you move past it. You don't ignore it. You accept it. Listen, the pain come, you accept. You never run from it. You accept it. You accept the fact that it happened. You accept the fact you're never going to think about it again because the fact the world is controlled by your thoughts. I'm telling you, gang, people pray for a reason. You speak, they call it spelling for a reason. It spells. You watch what people say for a reason. This know about words he speak, how about version of words. Why? Because it changes faith. He probably spoke both. He probably spoke words. I guarantee you his reality was every time we're in line, he's speaking positive. So how the fuck can you disagree with positive shit? But I'm gonna tell you this, right? When it's at war, people fighting. Both sides are right. This is what I mean. At the time they fight, both sides think they're right. The loser is the lose. That's wrong. So I'm not gonna let them decide to be a winner or loser between my brother. You to make a winner or loser. It ain't no winner or loser. It's information. They take it.
I could actually. What he said about there's two things. One thing I agree. One thing I want to add. So I'm gonna do the one thing I want to add first. You do learn from pain, but you also learn from love. I'm gonna use my brothers as an example. I didn't learn them brothers from pain. I learned them from love. But I get what you're saying when you say pain, because our life, if we're brought up the way we're brought up, is learned from pain because we don't live a life of comfort. So I get what you're saying there. The other part that I'll agree with you on is when he asks you about thoughts and you use the Skid Row and you said, why you have these thoughts? Because I'm thinking about this. And you said, well, what about when you think of something else? Why don't you just think of something else? I agree with that too. The Bible, I'll use the scriptures in this regard. It says, afflict not thyself in thine own counsel, because that's how you have the heaviness of your brain. And a lot of times we want to get over something, but you really don't want to get over it. What you really want to do, instead of getting over it, you want to stay there. And some people are content with being with that demon. I call those demons.
Yeah.
So there's a demon that can be on you that will say, make me miserable. And you'll love that misery. You know what they call it in science? They call it bonding. They call it toxic. When really, that thing that you think you want to get rid of, you actually love. So when someone comes to you with the solution, and the solution is so easy, think about something else. You refuse to do it, not because it won't work, but because it will work. That's what trauma can do. You can be stuck in such a space. You ever see somebody, male or female, they be in bad relationships, and then when they get in the good, they be wanting a good relationship. And then when they get in that good relationship, it's too good. Got to do something bad to pick it up so they can feel normal because they're not used to having anything good. It's strange to them. Just like when someone gets off of a drug and they become clean, so to speak. It's unnatural to them because they've been using that drug so long. So now when they clean themselves up, it's like, oh, I don't like this feeling because their feeling is brand new. It's no different than when you're going through trauma. And so you don't want to let go of the trauma. When it comes to the oral tradition, which existed before the law, there's no way you have oral tradition without writing it down. because that's how you sit down generationally so that you can keep the memory. So what I do when I go out there and teach, I try to give the root of the problem, which always more than likely is going to start with family and your spirituality. That Christianity got us fucked up, that Islam got us fucked up, Buddhism got us fucked up, even all these different belief systems has us fucked up because we're supposed to follow the belief of the people that we are. And once you follow the belief of the people that you are, now you have a code of conduct. Because I can't come to tell you and Unc what to do of my own. It has to be something that was passed down or handed to us by a God that now I could say, well, God said do this. So now it's not me saying do this. Just to jump back on that Book of the Dead part, as great as Egypt was, and as great as Moses was in there, in Leviticus the 18th chapter, Moses said, do not after the Egyptians, because their way of life was counterproductive to our way of life. Lord, the homosexuality they was into, the lesbianism. When he talked about the sky god, when he talked about Ra, we don't worship the sun. When he talked about the sky god, earth god is Geb. When you go into their folklore, they were brothers and sisters that had to be separated because they wouldn't stop. And they Geb is an earth god that has a penis aimed at his mouth, and they called it autofellatio, where he masturbated in his mouth to bring forth creation. Let me just bring this. So when we follow the ancient Egypt, Christianity is the same way. Into homosexuality, incest, to everything that's against God, just like Egypt was. So I'm not teaching my kids about no autofellatio, about brothers and sisters sleeping with each other, about worshiping the sun that shines on the wicked and the good. The sun don't just shine on one people. The sun shines on everybody. So it cannot be the God of my people here. It shine on everybody because the Most High God only deals with the children of Israel. So I'm going to follow that guy. I'm man right there. This brother. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Trying to be rude. Go ahead. What you gotta say? Go ahead. Go ahead. There's no division. There's no equality. There's no good or bad. Right? There's no chosen people. Everybody's chosen because everybody's people. Everybody got life inside of it. Well, the white man didn't know that. Not us. Everybody is. So everybody got him life inside of, but everybody have forgot. In order to be chosen, you have to make it some show because I'm a master man. The streets I used to, that's right. Now, that part I agree with you. You got Vegas. That's true. I agree with that. On the streets, I used to fight for my respect, right? I fight for it. Every day I fought for it. But now, what I do nowadays, well, I don't really fight for my respect. I choose my respect. I go where I'm respected. Listen, I'm going to say this, like, we can, you feel like we can 100% because no one respect me because you let me express myself. Listen, I only go where I can express myself. I only go to where I express myself, but they want to fight, but they want to harm me. You want to harm me, think my mind, I'm going to stay away from you. I'm going to go where I can express myself. It's okay to express myself, I'll express myself. We just throw our expression, right? Listen, this life is to express yourself, to show your expression. Express yourself. Do it good, right? That's what it's about, right? So you have to do that, right? So I'm trying to do that, but you won't allow me to do that. But I'm gonna say this: I want to talk deeply on what he said because what he said about the Egyptians and the gods, and everybody's confusing where they think they worshiping gods. But what they were trying to do is one thing: signs and symbols for the conscious mind. You ever heard about that? So when you can't explain something in words, what you do, you make a picture of it, right? But if I showed you this picture right here, right? If I showed everybody this picture right here, what would you say this is? What would you say this is?
A bunch of swirls, doodles.
You wouldn't know, right? Unless you was me that wrote it. We're trying to figure it out, bro. That's what people do. They're trying to figure out another man idea. You can't figure out another man idea down. But let me say this, right? Even you wrote it down, they change everything. And the syllables was changed, words was changed, things was changed, so the meaning is not the same. So I'm saying, only thing that people understand, God wrote information, the heart, right? So that's why you book. You don't need these things. All you have to do is sit and still. This is one thing Jesus did. Jesus didn't pray. Jesus went down when we did pray. He prayed in the wilderness. He prayed in no book. He prayed in no church. You must know something, right? So what I'm saying is, you become one with everything. They were talking about. They understood that the sun did one thing, and the sun hit this, right? So they understood the essence of what the Creator have created. Worship it, recognize it, understood how a person act when they was mad. So if a person act crazy when they mad, they express that by making that person look like an animal. right? And they act different ways when they're mad. So the animal have different faces because when you're mad, it makes different emotions. So all these different faces that with only different entities represent the different emotions that a person feels when they're mad. Same thing with happiness. Same thing with love. The love can be considered lust. So all these things was expressions. Because listen, what he's trying to do, what I'm trying to do, we all trying to do, we trying to express our creator, right? Creator don't have a voice unless it's in your own head. So I'm saying this: everybody that wrote the book, everybody say, which one is that? What's that?
Looking to hire medical staff, tech support, kitchen help, freight managers, you name it. ZipRecruiter delivers candidates with the right skills and experience fast. So fast that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate on day one. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to find the best talent for your business. Spend less time searching for quality candidates and more time growing your business with the right people. Find who you're looking for faster. Try for free at ziprecruiter.com.
You have such an understanding that everything can get lost in translation. Why do you play devil's advocate for a lot of laws that are against you?
I don't be happy what I tell you.
You take a lot of this on yourself. You're taking a lot of blame and saying it's up to you.
This I change. Everybody choice, right? Listen, everything is a choice. Because listen, when they have God want to be a slave,
Repeat what you just. No, I want you to go. Repeat what you just said. Same. If you understand that things are lost in translation, why play devil's advocate for a lot of laws that are set against you and taking the blame upon yourself?
I was trying to answer. This is what I'm telling you. I'm like, you understand? It's everything is a choice, right? Listen, what is a law and what make a law good or bad? When Moses came down from the mountain, he came down with the law. The law that he came down with was 10 commandments. We found the same 10 commandments in the book of the dead, right? So I'm not saying that the book of the dead from God, but I'm telling you this. This is what Michael Jackson said. Michael Jackson said this. He said, look, I got to wake up and record this song real fast. If I don't do it, Prince will get it. That tell you one thing. The divine consciousness is in the radar. Everybody gets the same thoughts. I can prove it. We could be saying something right now. You say, I would just think, you know why? Vibration, the thought is outside of your brain, and your brain is receiving other thoughts, right? So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that you can choose your reality by just choosing a different thought. So pain, slavery, all that stuff is just an experience. Though the experience to you was pain, right? But if you never get over it in your mind, you can never get over it in the physical.
When you said devil's advocate, what did you mean by that? I mean by the representation that he states different times about what we just stated, for example. We're saying, for example, like with slavery, that we need to get over it. Right. Rather than understanding that there needs to be people who are held accountable for the actions that were handled.
But both are true, though. That's why I wanted you to repeat what you said. And so this is how you know I'm honest when I talk to him. He's not wrong for saying to get over it, because I believe God is stronger than slavery, so I got to still live in that mentality. Because if I stay in the slave mentality, that's going to make me submissive to the white man that enslaved me. But if I get over that slavery and still hold him accountable, that's why he said, I call the white man the devil to his face. Now, if I didn't get over slavery myself, I wouldn't call him the white man as the devil to his face. I would be like, yes, sir. I would show my teeth. I would be calm. I would want him to be relaxed. I would be evil to him and be kind to the white man because I did not take the time to get over something that oppressed my people. The only people that cannot tell us to get over slavery is white people. But if a brother comes and say, like we do that all the time, when we go out there and teach and we say, yeah, we've been enslaved for all this time, but God is stronger than slavery. How long are you going to use that? And instead, just build your brother up. So I would have to agree with him in regard that you have to take accountability, because it's not just slavery you got to take accountability for. You got to take accountability for every mistake that you made. Yep. We live in a world where black people live in a world where it's always somebody else's fault. And I'm not saying, I'm almost done. And I'm not saying that it's not somebody else's fault. But if you've never taken accountability for your actions, you will never correct yourself. So I wouldn't call it devil's advocate if you telling somebody what's wrong. Like what he used with the Skid Row, that brother on Skid Row that's stressed out, that's him that chooses to be stressed out. Right. Because if comes to him and say, well, when you think about something else, are you stressed out? And he say, no, you know what he should start doing? He should start thinking about the other. But if he stay, because what just did was gave him counsel. As small, he made a point to say, you can get as small, you can be doing a bunch of bad, and then the flip switch can make it be good. The problem is we don't recognize what that switch is that actually makes us good. And so when you hear somebody say, well, think about something else, and if he was to focus on something else, maybe he won't think about the bad. And so that's what we teach. So we teach that, yeah, we fucked up. Yeah, we're in a bad space. I wasn't in the best space. The brothers wasn't in the best space. But when they took accountability for their actions and corrected themselves, then when we go to the white man and say, you should pay and you should die for what you did to the children of Israel, he can't say to us, well, what are you doing? He can't say to us, well, you selling drugs. He can't say to us, you aborting your kids. He can't say to us, you a homosexual, because we don't live that life no more. But everything started with us taking accountability for our actions. That's what the God of my Bible taught me.
That's well said. And great perspective on too. Did you understand what he said?
Yeah, I'm stupid.
I didn't say that you're stupid. I just asked you if you followed.
Believe me, I think I'm slow, Sunky. Funny man. I'm funny, I'm stupid. So I'm funny and stupid.
I didn't say either. I just asked him if you were following along.
But I'm saying, I've been telling about your micro expression. That you was mouse. Because say something. Before you make your real expression on your face, you're gonna make
And it's funny. Or laugh. It's funny. Could be if I'm laughing, what's you though? No, it's all good.
laugh. Everybody laugh because everything is funny, right? Let me tell you something. It's good to laugh. It's good to laugh at your pain. Let me tell you why. If you never laugh at your pain, you'll never get over it. Let me tell you something, gang. I'm from the streets, man. I'm from a place to where to survive, you really gotta be a gangster. But in the streets, you understand a lot of things. You understand how people use love. That's what. Let me tell you what I mean, right? You gonna tell the people that they're gonna you gonna finna kill you. But oh man, I love you, man. Don't do it, man. You ain't gonna do it. He gonna kill you. That happened. I don't really fuck with the Muslims. Let me tell you why I fuck with the Muslims because they really believe in Ra. That's why they got Ramadan. And why they pray to that rock that fell from the sky. Right? That little Q that represent
The Mecca.
369 evil entities. It represents the reincarnation. They keep the souls locked on earth and trying to give them heaven. Well, we're going to talk about that later because like, people would understand that. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is people use love as a what? Right? They're going to say they know you, they're going to sort it on their face, but in reality, you can never know. Everybody's playing poker with their emotions, right? I'm going to say this, man. I love the love, but people don't understand love. But I understand love, but I know when I love, I'm going to get hurt. Because true love is unconditional. It's a loyal to the pain. Nobody watching this could say the person that they love never hurt them, but people choose to say "F you" once you hurt them. So did you ever love them or not? This is what I say. Anybody that hates anything can't love, right? Because anytime you possess the power of hate, you can possess the power of love. Because love do not hate. Listen, I'm gonna say this, man. I love everything. Listen, I'm gonna say this.
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year, you could be owed a large cash payment and not even know it. Even if you weren't driving, all you have to do is click the link in this video, answer 5 simple questions about your accident, and see if you have a case that could be worth money, like this, or even like this. If the accident wasn't your fault and it
White man hurt people. Yeah. It's a black man hurt people. Yeah. The baby hurt people. Yeah. Yeah, that's how the baby hurt people. You don't know how the baby hurt people, did you? No. But I'm gonna say this. You don't understand how the baby hurt people. You probably never. Please how? Because a lot of times, when a baby came, they hurt people's pockets. People didn't have the mental capability. Baby. Listen, the baby come up now. People got to be growing the whole time. People was fucking kids, and now you got kids raising kids, and the baby just life up. So therefore, the baby got fucked up. So whose fault is it? The baby or people that came in? I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to be real, right? So listen, in the reality of that we live in, is always different sides of the same story. Like I was trying to say about quantum physics and the world we live in disintegrated. I'm talking about the things of it's not natural game. There's you can't see. What is that? And what I speak, listen, he can't. Don't lie to me. But honestly, you get terrible interview. I mean, we have been just talking about before. You never made it terrible. You never asked a question.
I got several questions here. I'm letting you go on rants. And I said, go ahead, please.
Go. He said, go ahead, but I asked a question. How the fuck can I deliver when I even asked you to deliver? Listen, let me say this, Dan. You haven't answered. And of course, you do it. We got to average her. You drew up this error. You drew up week after week after week after week to prove that I'm crazy or something wrong with me.
But if you listen though, and that's I don't know, I can't speak for every other, but I do think you misunderstand him. Like Unc is special. Not short, but special, right? But he'll somebody like you gotta kind of like listen to what he's saying outside of the whole entire rhetoric. And here's another. If you notice the last two statements that he made, you didn't hear me disagree because I hear what he's saying outside. But he just said about the baby charging money, right? I wouldn't say it like that. But what he said about it, like he said the baby can cause hate or can cause pain. Yeah, I wouldn't say it like that. But when he break it down, what he basically is saying is that when you have a child, you're not prepared financially, and the child comes out, you begin to hate that child because you can't feed that child, you can't take care of that child, you can't do this with the child. And so you might hate that child, you might abuse that child, which we can see happen in the Black community. So what does that mean? That people should think twice before they have sex. Yeah. Not before they have a baby, but before you have sex. That's why it has no matter what you do in life, if you having sex, a child can be born. So now what does that mean when I say that? If you can get past some of the what you might perceive as minutia that he speaks, he ain't as crazy as he perceived. He off like a sometimes. He off all the time. He off like a sometimes of all of that. But right, if you can get past, like when y'all play his back, right, and you hear some of the things he say, and then I almost like his translator now. Yeah. That's the demons. What he didn't want is for us to actually make that type of connection. And it's uncomfortable for him. So he had to jump off. He had to do that because if me and him could connect, maybe he might have to stop sounding crazy. And sounding crazy works better for him. I want everybody to pay attention to that too. So I think that's where we got to get. We got to get to a space where it might seem like me and him couldn't connect. What did he keep saying? Look, you say you doing all that, trying to conjure something that ain't coming. It's not coming. It's not. He's trying hard. Maybe that's gonna come on a whole nother day, but that's not gonna come today. It's gonna sit right there. He's gonna be doing this all day. It's not gonna work. But I think what people should pay attention to is that if you can get past, and this is something that the Most High has blessed me with, to be able to hear people talk and hear what they're saying without saying it. So when I've heard him speak that last time was be responsible when you're having babies. You shouldn't be out here having sex. And if you're gonna have sex, a baby can come. What I heard him say prior to that was be responsible for your own actions. Don't reflect yourself in your own counsel, which is in the Bible. And a lot of us don't want to listen to counsel because we never listen to anybody ever in our life. And sometimes we like the pain. So, and if anybody that actually knows me, I've spoken book, chapter, verse in the Bible without using a book, chapter, verse in the Bible. Another point of clarification, Moses didn't bring 10 commandments. He brought over 600 commandments. So there is no comparison between the laws in Israel and the laws in Egypt, when at most they have 41 negative confessions that you say in death, whereas Moses has over 600 commandments that you say in life. Another sidebar, Ramadan is nothing but intermittent fasting. They don't eat from sunup to sundown. So I actually agree with him with the Islam stuff. So, but and now he's semi-right with you not asking a lot of questions. It's really just been me and him talk. Correct. You said me here you're good, but let me say it. Sorry. Did I ask you a question earlier? That's what's up. Can you please tell us the point of your inscriptions, reasons why you speak in parables? Is it easier for those to digest, or is it something that it just comes natural to you? What got Jesus killed? Saying that he was trying to God. Oh, you're about to be Jesus, or Jesus consciousness, right? Jesus consciousness. I'm a prophet. Listen, I want to say this, right? There's a lot of things in the world that we try to explain. One thing that we can't explain in language, no way you can put it, is God. That's why so many things trying to express what God is. Way out so many things. People say that hate is not God. I say it is. I say that everything has a opposite side. It is the opposite of that. But without the opposite of that, you wouldn't have the opposite of that. Like without pain, you wouldn't know what love is. Right? So I like us playing in the way that people can get it, because he said lots about the memory, but I know about the memory. The memory, you got to have emotions tapped to it to remember. This is what I know. You only getting to learn, you have to want to learn. People try to teach me a whole lot, but I only learned this I wanted to learn. So I'm saying you can't teach anybody, you got to teach themselves. And that's sad to say, but white people raise their kids. I saw this. I'm walking and I'm seeing a white man with their kids, and their kids walking way behind them, steady walking, kid walking behind them. Like, what if they treat their kid like that? No, but they be treating them kids how to use awareness at a young age. Black kid, we do everything for them. We want to give them all the love, all the pain. We want to hide them from the pain because we felt so much pain, but we hurt them like that. We cripple them like that because the moment they feel pain, crack. Right? Listen, I'm going to tell you this, right? The child has to learn the same way we learned by experience. If we block a child from experiences, the child could never learn. Right? So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it all the time so everybody can listen. There's nothing wrong with pain. But something is wrong when you hold on to that pain. One thing I like about him, he telling you a solution, a way to let go of that pain and to live a better life, right? To me, I'm saying, listen, man.
If you're a dad watching this and you don't have life insurance, we need to have an honest conversation here real quick. I get it. You think you're invincible. You think it won't happen to you, but here's the brutal truth. Your family's financial security shouldn't depend on you staying alive forever. Smart dads are making moves right now. I purchased life insurance through Ethos because the process was actually simple. No medical exams, no complicated paperwork, no sitting in some stuffy office. Everything is 100% online, and it helps protect the people who we love the most. We're talking $700,000 in coverage for $39 a month. Don't be the dad without a backup plan. Your family deserves better than hope. Stop procrastinating on this.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court or pay expensive upfront legal fees. Listen, if you've been in a car accident in the past year, even as a passenger, you could be owed a significant cash payout. While most victims are struggling with insurance companies and lawyers, others are receiving 6- and 7-figure payouts without ever stepping foot in a courtroom. Here's how to never have to worry about money after a car accident. It's called the 2025 Compensation Program, and we recently...
All of it. Everything. Make your own system. Control 3 things. Your morning, your mind, and your mouth. All right, what's the second one you said? Your money, your mind, and your mouth. Okay, right? Because you have to understand this, right? Everybody can tell you how to live life. He can tell you a lot of things. I can tell you a lot of things, but it's on your... Listen, a lot of times people don't listen. They only listen when it's don't help them, when it's at their convenience. Then listen. Other than that, they ain't gonna listen. So people, gang, you can't help people. People gotta help themselves. That's all I'm saying. I love the fact that we want to help people, but I'm guaranteeing you, he have probably helped and talked to thousands of... Had 1,000 to talk to, a few that called his phone back like, brother, I understand. But every he talked to felt them, but none of them had the power to change because they didn't have the power of the mind. I can help the brother out if I can show them how to put their mind so they can listen to him, right? Stop eating the food. It's poison, all right? Still like, no food, stay away from. No. Any food that the sun didn't touch, didn't grow from the earth, does not hold, you should eat it. Because let me tell you this, a lot of people understand about their body, how their body digests food. Your body digests food a little bit at a time. So if you eat one meal, let the body digest their food. Once your body digests the food, it's going to start eating up bad cells. And once it start eating up bad cells, it's going to put in new cells. Your body going to begin to heal itself, right? Because every time you eat food, you
right? Because your body automatically keep needs. A lot of times you keep access. If you keep on eating, the access gonna come, then the access they're not gonna turn to fat. They gonna have a whole lot of fat. Right. But for real, full of food, right? But I'm saying that everybody need everything out of moderation. Everybody want everything too fast. Everybody want everything all the time. That's the problem. Nobody is disciplined. It's a world's like
But
this.
so when you say, but then when you say fuck everything, but then you bring points of discipline, you do want people to listen to something. That's why earlier I was saying for us, the Bible is our structure, it's our code of ethics. So now when I come with the Bible, it's not Tazariak saying doing this. It's not saying 607 doing this. It's the spiritual system that's saying doing it. So it takes it out of man's hands and actually put it in God's hands. But even what you talk about with food, it said be not in the Apocrypha, it warns you about gluttony. It warns you about not eating sludge. Yeah.
What's the name of it? Gluttony. Why they got something called gluten that kill you? What they call it? Gluttony? What's gluttony? What's that?
Gluttony is like when you overdo something, like you overdo food.
Then they got songs that they gluten kill you. And gluttony, I'm even gonna picture the words. I don't know if it sounds the same, different if you change the words, but I stay away from gluten and gluttony. Well, fuck that. I don't know. Well, I'm saying everything's before they're trying to kill you.
Right, but right. So you still have to have structure. There's nothing that happens in life without structure, without discipline. And that's the important part of what we provide in ISUPK, the organization I'm in. We give structure and discipline to our brothers and sisters because ain't nobody gonna care for them. One thing I'm gonna disagree with you, there ain't nobody more vital into their kids than white fathers. I just saw this video with Tim Tebow. They had this thing where they said the most sexually abusive and abusive man. Take the white meat is what? I'm just saying, the white man said ain't nobody more abusive than white fathers. I was saying, so and the black for black kids, and this ain't like cap. Well, the agreement that I have with you, even with the white, with the pain part. The problem with the pain that our children experience is that it's not controlled. What do I mean by that? Anybody that has a son, you don't want that son to grow up weak. So you know that son got the fall. He got the hip pitfall. You want to see him survive. You want to see him figure out shit. Born with the mentality to figure. There was a study where they put an obstacle in front of his son. Now he's talk. They put an obstacle. Now his son. Well, his son figured out the obstacle, didn't cry. They put that same obstacle in front of a girl. She cried until somebody came and helped her because men are natural at solving and fixing.
How you see why? I was talking about this, but when I say this, understand it can flip everybody for just the power of both. Now, men are born and we activated with the logical side of our brain. Women are born with intuition, what they call the spiritual side, woman intuition. They see that my feeling don't feel right. Because they feel a lot of times they be right, but they feel they be also times a lot of times they be right. Because the woman intuition is beautiful. So they connect to the divine nature of God, but they don't have their discipline connect. They can't get the right down on the right frequency. So I'm saying they're connected. I'm saying if I said that the female is connected to God because the woman has female intuition. Man is logical. Man is the logic side of God. What we use to create the world. We use to create logic, science, to flow everything he did through love.
So now, when that father raises that kid, he wants to see that kid go through obstacles. He wants to see that kid go through what he said is pain. Disagree. When the family structure is destroyed and you don't have no father in place, now he's just going through pain, but there's no safety net. There is no barrier to where, okay, that's enough. To where now it's just pain. Wake up, got no food in his belly. That kid ain't got no food in his belly. He waking up angry. He going outside angry. And then now his enemies is everything that he see. Okay. And now, in order to fix him, you got to put food in his belly at first. You got to fix that structure.
In order to fix him, let him feel more pain. Let me tell him, like, hell no, they don't feel pain. Like, hell you fall with doing pain. After pain don't come, when you accept pain, or gang, it's like, right? When you accept pain, when you accept the fact when you act, you use the words, you have to accept the pain. What happened? Brain unlock double. The core double comes. Come worries, right? Because the pain, you see, not running from the pain, not blaming the wrong with other people. But we're not blaming other people for the pain. Now that's a lie. Not saying blaming other people. You said you not blaming other people for the pain. Blame they don't have this real though. Sitting up, listen. I'm trying to take you outside to get over. So not blaming other people. So I ain't about to not blaming other people for the pain because you know why? Just like he said, we said in the beginning, the pain is a choice. You choose to feel it. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. No, that's not. I'm saying. I'm saying that everything. You talk about saying there are things that you feel the child feels. You can't tell the child, hey, you ever see a child they raw and they crying, but you'll see a child they fall, they crying, you pick them up, stop crying, they won't stop crying. You can't make them stop crying. I'm gonna tell you, all right, you can't stop crying. They won't stop crying. They won't stop crying. I was a deal, calls my mom, I'm crying. She could make me stop crying. She had a bomb when I want to stop crying. I'm gonna keep crying, and I'm grown. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. When I stopped crying and realized I was stuck and realized that I couldn't get out of this situation, I realized how I could. I realized I had to go within. I realized the power that I needed was within. I realized that when everything in the world is gone, when nothing else, I got me, right? And when I realized I'm connected to a divine consciousness that's connected to the creator, that's connected to God, right? I'm God having human experience. Just having a human experience. I am not human, right? Don't you look at me, you crazy because there is no such thing as human, right? This reality do not exist. If this like, I want to ask you something on there. When you say this reality don't exist, then what does exist? That's what Jesus said. Jesus said that the light of this world, the devil of the world is an illusion, right? Me, the devil of this world is an illusion. He did say in the Bible. It never said this world is. Let me say that. All the comments. So look. Well, if I'm saying, right, listen, so what I mean by experience, right? Oh, break down the reality, my cartoon. I'm breaking down reality is. I'm breaking down reality. If you let me finish with another, I'm breaking down reality in ways where people can really understand what's the game. And I'm gonna break it down like this, right? I'm gonna break it down with a story, right? And the story I'm breaking down with, I say it all the time, but in order to understand it, keep them understand this, if I took a banana and I put it in a box, right? And I put banana in the box, but the banana in the box for thousands of years, the banana turned to dust. After it turned to dust, and the atoms that all mixed back together that it was created from, it turned it back to the banana. So what I'm saying is this world that we live in is atoms. Everything is frequency, everything is energy, everything is God, right? Light is sound, everything is sound, everything is light, everything is the same, moving at different speeds, right? So I'm saying, and they realized the light of spirit, right? I'm just saying is that even when you go sleep, you dream. How do you dream? How do you dream? Because you're in a different level of consciousness. How did Jesus heal the sick, right? How did he walk on water? How did these miracles exist? How did the pyramids get built, right? How did these things happen? They happened because people understood how to do things that we can no longer do because they have been attached. Now, our pineal gland has been glazed, right? And now we cannot do the things that we were meant to do. Everybody should be living life as a experience, right? And I'm telling you, man, you're holding on to the pain, then that you holding on to the pain. I'm not saying that pain didn't happen. I'm just saying that pain didn't happen because only thing that was real with that pain was the experience, and I can prove it. The moment that pain is over with,
know that you can have permanent teeth in just 24 hours. That's right. Only 24 hours and your new smile is ready. And with affordable payment options, achieving your dream smile has never been easier. Forget waiting months with temporary teeth or those insanely uncomfortable dentures. Backed by over 20,000 five-star Google reviews and winners of the 2024 Dental Implant Restoration Company of the Year, Nuvia is helping people regain their smiles, change their lives. Best part, it all happens in only 24 hours. Take 60 seconds now to find out if Nuvia dental implants are right for you.
Wow, bitch. Yeah.
you don't feel it no more. You get the pain over, you don't feel it no more, your hand back moving, people don't even remember about that no more. Your muscle memory don't remember about it no more, but your brain do. Your brain is against you, and scientists prove this, and I can prove this. Did you know this? And I'm just gonna say, did you know that your brain, if I said this right now in this room, if I look out this room and say, oh, coming to get me. Did you know my brain gonna show me all realities that's gonna come get me? My brain will start showing me all the possibilities that get me. It's gonna start creating illusions in my head. You one of them, right? No, none of them is real because all only one is real is the one you pick. But let me say this, right? You know this. If I also say this, right? That's just story time. Take a man. Take her. This is my last story. Take a man, right? Take a man. He at the house. His girl is gone. She normally comes home from work at 10 o'clock. Today, it's 10:30. She came home from work yet. He did a thought. It's cheat. The moment she come through the door, he gonna treat this like she cheated. Let's say he took another thought. She's stuck in traffic. Something was wrong. Is she okay? The moment she come through the door, he gonna treat her like that. She can't determine what happened when she come through the door because it's his decision based on the thought that was in his mind. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying the reality of people that they choose is all in the mind of the person that's choosing it. Right now, we can all be in this room, can happen, and we all have different visions of what the is happening. So what I'm saying is we can't play picture for people. People gotta play a picture for themselves. And in the end, everybody will.
So I want y'all to pay attention. 607 just wants y'all to live the pain like he said, I can give you the cure for the pain. If you take that last example that he gave, there's a study called reality therapy. Living on account. I don't know about that. Well, then, why y'all speak like that? Well, you know since don't think I was learning about that. I don't know what reality therapy is what you just said. So reality therapy is the wife normally comes home at 10 o'clock, but it's 10:30. The first reality to think is she's with somebody, right? Or she's doing something. Right. When, like we said, she could just be stuck in traffic. Right. So reality therapy is to program your brain to just, number one, be patient and wait to see. Because, like, when you see the woman, let's say if you think she was what you just said it perfectly. You think she out there, and she coming in from traffic, so she coming in like, "Hey, honey," you like, "Bitch, where you was at?" Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You tripping on it. But if you controlled your reality instead of letting your mind run amok, you would say, "I bet you she always come home on time, so I bet you it was just traffic."
You know, he trying to create warriors. Tell the government to watch out. No, he's trying to create warriors. He owns a military.
So that's how you control your reality. Because a lot of this is mental. There's another one called cognitive behavior therapy is the study of your mind too. Like you have to learn to control your mental. Like if you don't study to control that mental, you'll be susceptible to everything, and then you'll believe none of this is real. That's about when you tackle reality therapy, you realize this life is real, and I have to make a better conscious decision.
I'm not gonna say it's not real. This all I'm saying is when I want to watch it. A lot of people watch it and light down their chain. It's fine. That's why they got now. I'm not gonna say it's not real. Remember I told you about the flip coin? Yeah. Everything got different sides. This is what I'm trying to do. The experience is real, but none of the family, none of the friends, none of the people you know are real. This is what I mean by this. I mean that the experience that we have on the earth is real, but they are all made for you to understand and experience energy. Because everybody, listen, and I'm gonna say this, everybody is, I didn't give that a response. Everybody spiritual community is like, oh man, we energy. I said, you're not energy because you with energy was consciousness, right? Where there's consciousness, you can understand energy. Consciousness is above energy. If consciousness and energy was the same, then you couldn't feel energy. But this is a long count. So behind you, that's the creator, right? Energy flows through the creator.
If you take the concept of energy, like you said, you have to learn how to navigate through that in the right. So if you don't control your mental, you'll be around negative things all day.
Back in the beginning, that's what I was saying. In the beginning, they studied the brain through the blue light experiment, and they saw all these levels to where you can control your mental in your brain. Do what he's saying, but it's different ways to say it. See, I say it in a way that
that's what I was saying. Right?
I say it in a way
that's insane.
To where the spirit speaks, how he speak, and John the Baptist spoke the same way. They cut his head off.
They cut it off.
Right. So I'm gonna say this right. They couldn't cut my head off because I don't got a head to cut off. Right. But listen, I'm gonna say this though. It's been one of them things where I listen to you. Right. A lot of times I'll be challenged.
How do you go from zero experience to flying for one of the world's largest airlines? Let's find out as we go behind the scenes at ATP. Today, I'm here at American Airlines headquarters in
I don't get my grades from the books. I never read that book. I know, but I'm gonna tell you this. I know everything in that book. When I touch it, I can get. I'll tell you this. I'm touching it exactly. We have to read it. I mean, I'm pretty. And then all that, like I can read. I can see different dimensions all at the same time. But
You get us to the dimension where the white man ain't always down on top of us. Get us to that dimension.
But the thing is, to get you to the dimension, it's kind of hard here to really understand because it comes through peace of the mind, right? It's come through like I do everyday meditation. I do grounding every day.
You do what? What's the term?
Every meditation.
No. You say you do grounds on
Yeah, right. Grounding is this, right? You know, we is reality. I'm saying when I sleep, I'll put some water there because I don't want to like slip away in my sleep. But I'll get to do that. That water is not but in it. But the ground like this, I go like this, take my feet off, shoes off. Put the feet on the ground. Did you know the bottom of your feet, they connect to all your major organs in your feet. You know, the breath, you get hit by the sun and it's stuff that can go into the same. What I'm talking about is in the whole area in your feet, grind to reality. It helps with stress levels. It's stressful, like seriously. See, I see it in a way that
that's what I was saying. Right?
I say it in a way
That's insane.
To where the spirits peace have he speak, and John the Baptist spoke the same way because they cut his get off. They right off. That's right. So I'm gonna say this right. They couldn't cut my head off. I had to cut off. Right. But listen, I'm gonna say this though. It's been one of them things where I listen to you. Right. A lot of times I'll be challenged. I don't get my grades from the books. I never read that book. I know, but I'm gonna tell you this. I know everything in that book. When I touch it, I can get. I'll tell you this. I'm touching it exactly. We have to read it. I mean, I'm pretty. And then all that, like I can read. I can see different dimensions all at the same time. But
You get us to the dimension where the white man ain't always down on top of us. Get us to that dimension.
But the thing is, to get you to the dimension, it's kind of hard here to really understand because it comes through peace of the mind, right? It's come through like I do everyday meditation. I do grounding every day.
You do what? What's the term?
Every meditation.
No. You say you do grounds on
it. Right. Grounding is this, right? You know, we is reality. I'm saying when I sleep, I'll put some water there because I don't want to like slip away in my sleep. But I'll get to do that. That water is not but in it. But the ground like this, I go like this, take my feet off, shoes off, put the feet on the ground. Did you know the bottom of your feet, they connect to all your major organs in your feet. You know, the breath, you get hit by the sun and it's stuff that can go into the same. What I'm talking about is in a whole area in your feet, grind to reality. It help with stress levels. Like, if it's stressful, like seriously go through stress, you stressful. Help with stress. My Jesus in the wilderness a lot.
How about you just get rid of the stress?
That do is I release it. No release.
I'm not talking about that. Talk about whatever got you to that point.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Stress is like this. So you can stress it out stress. I mean that if say this we too men that you can tell right now that we possess the power to control our self. We ain't reactive. We mentally thinkers. But at the end of the day, we still have held a lot of that in. And that's how I release it. A lot of people release through sex. You probably have sex with the goddesses and release through sex. Well, I don't have sex. So I don't release through sex. I release through the earth. Right? So it's different ways to do it, but
on the backyard of release.
Yeah. Don't we release, right? I'm kind of energy too. I release like to my kind of energy to make sex energy rise to my head. Yeah, it's kind of the better sex energy rise to my head.
Then will come off.
Nothing come out. You don't come out. Crazy. No, my foot is hell though. But a different way. Listen. So what I'm trying to say is, listen. I want everybody to understand. Life, different roads, different ways to do it. I just took the completely stress-free way. It's people that live in a life and they want to live by the system. You know, celebrate Christmas, holiday, birthdays. Other than that, stress. Other people want to celebrate all kind of shit. I took time to celebrate me. So when I celebrate me, everything is celebrated because I won't hurt me. I won't hurt nothing else.
But those things that are stressed out, and Christmas is the most stressful time because
Christmas is stress.
I mean, it's stressful because you're thinking family that they have to go buy all of these gifts, and then the white man got to take credit for it. Now, this ain't necessarily that did. Yeah, white man.
White man took credit for it. Right?
Some like and take credit for it to where and that's when people rob. That's like one of the worst with seasons because people robbing and stealing because if you don't have a Christmas tree, if you don't have a Christmas gift, you're short. Right. You mean if they gonna rob is if you remove the tree. If you teach that the tree is idolatry and that it's against God, and now you remove that tree, when Christmas time comes, it's actually no. I said fuck Christmas. All right. I also Thanksgiving, Easter, all this That's one of the smartest things he said all show. And fuck you.
So let me ask you this then. All right. While you're in your everything rampant, right? I'm gonna ask right now.
You actually all day.
I'm,
Yeah, you got a voice now?
yes, I do. I'm asking you right now. For the listeners and the viewers that are paying attention to, you spoke out on the difference between reality and consciousness. I think that goes hand in hand even with these holidays and different festivities that everyone is participating in. How do you know whether or not you are leaning towards reality or your own consciousness?
So you don't want to know. Listen, the beautifulest thing about life is observing. You know the moment you find out, and then you find out what to do in that moment. I could tell you if I tell you a story. I gotta tell you a story, right? If you look at the wilderness, it's a frog. The frog is fast, and it's a little fly, and it's a fly slow. But the frog can't catch it. You know why? Because the little fly move at the right moment. Because the fly see everything faster, and in slow motion, the frog comes. So the frog comes and won't let it play when it move, right? Because it see the world so motion. So however you view the world is how it gonna come. If you look at a boiling pot, you look yourself in it, you can't see a reflection. You can't when you're angry. That's what I'm saying. Love can you up. Pain can fuck you up if you hold on to it because it sets off the logical part of your brain. So I'm saying if your reason to get better
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident,
is because of pain, you can't make a logical decision to get better because your brain won't let you. That's all I'm saying.
So I think the reality conscious is the same thing. You develop your reality based on your conscious. So in the respect of those,
It's saying some shit down. See, what? He saying shit. So what the fuck we doing this shit for? He saying some shit down. He saying the same shit I just thought in my little crazy way.
But he's translating it, and that's the reason why he needs to be able to have this. Let's try and finish what he's saying.
so the way you take the holidays that you're talking about, once you show that it's maybe some more. Santa Claus don't come from the North Pole. Reindeers ain't got no red light that can fly through the sky, and us, we ain't got no chimneys. So now you just took a false reality and made real reality, and the conscious made a decision not to celebrate it. That's everyday life. Everyday life, we have to make decisions by looking at real reality, what's really real, and then what's really not real.
What's real reality is the things that's really making you feel good. So you got to make your idea, your mom do it. Now take this listen. So I'm saying, can I ask you a question? Why are you reviewing if I'm gonna make you feel good? Because I ain't talking about the feeling. I'm talking about anything that's good for you, anything when you on your grind, but I'm talking about the grind. I'm talking about your purpose. Because a lot of people live in a free will. When you live in your free will, then it's chosen freely. I live in divine purpose. I just in line with the frequency that I'm supposed to in line with. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a different type of life that I choose to live, right? A lot of people don't understand it. The sun is in alignment. Everything else is in alignment. But when you go in the black house, everything's out of control, right? One girl is like, Rio. But once you structure everything and put a tray, it's better. Now you can't even. And the better thing, then you understand that the only thing that separates the rich and the poor is discipline and structure. You go in the poor house, it's cluttered and everywhere. You go in the rich house, they organized. That represents your brain. Whatever you think reflect outward. You can tell how a motherfucker think by everything then cluttered. Then a motherfucker finds cluttered. And at 360, that's the weekend. What? How you hear me? I'm letting you finish. It closes. Well, the camera where I want. Yeah, that means it's only showing me. It's only showing you who is it showing. This leap is we got a camera on each of you guys. So I'm saying this one is dead right now. So they get the eyes for something, then eyes are dead. They go to that camera. It can't be dead. It don't die. No, this one's full. A chip full? Yeah, well, I'll get a picture. I'm letting you know what's going on. I don't think I think you want to keep talking. I know. I want to close out. I already let them close out. Yeah, please. I was going to say, I'm going to send to you. Yep. In the full 360, it started off, he said F family, with it, he said family and he structure. Correct, which is what I said in the beginning. If anybody watching this, you'll see that 6 or 7 of them is insane. But if you can decipher what he's saying, it ain't all the way insane. So I think this was actually a pretty good. I'm Captain Desire, the Bicycle carried the commanders in. I appreciate my brother. Yeah, so 7. Yeah. Is it?
Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry, because I is word. Du bist auch GDP Device door. Crip Blood. Jeez, psych. And I'm now Israel. So I don't know. So when you see me, you understand, nigga. I mean, what's like? We move, nigga. Something.
Do you want to know where to invest $1,000 right now? Goldman Sachs says that Elon Musk's new AI breakthrough could trigger an unprecedented market opportunity. Wong says, what Elon and his team has achieved is singular. It's never been done before. White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs says Elon is scaling technology faster than anyone. But if you want to claim a statement, you have to act fast. Elon predicts this breakthrough will come out It's my time, and we came to win. I ain't took no days off, me and all my friends. I put too much work in to give up in the end. I get up and go again. I get up and go again. Hey, it's my time, and we came to win. I ain't took no days off, me and all my friends. I put too much work in to give up in the end. I get up and go again. I get up and go again. Hey. I ain't took no days off, me and all my friends. I put too much work in to give up in the end. I get up and go again. I get up and go again. Hey, it's my time, and we came to win. I ain't took no days off, me and all my friends. I put too much work in to give up in the end. I get up and go again. I get up and go again. Hey. Today. I know it's spotlight, it's mine, hustle with hard work. I shine, you never gonna give. The ground is looking a lot like the time. Now we ain't giving up. 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 Better like you, better like you. Every day we better like you. 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 No, it's spotlight, it's mine, hustle and hard work. I shine, you never gonna get it. The grind is making a loud fight. Turn, now we ain't giving up. 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 I know it's spotlight, it's mine, hustle and hard work. I shine, you never gonna get it. The grind is making a loud fight. Turn, now we ain't giving up. 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 Every day we're gonna have fun. Everything we're having our everybody in the family work here. Smart, hustle, and hard work. I shut you never gonna get it. The grind is making a lot of time. No, we ain't giving up. 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 I know it's fine. Smart, hustle, and hard work. I shut you never gonna get it. The grind is making a lot of time. No, we ain't giving up. 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 2, 3. I know it's my life, it's mine. Hustling hard work. I shine, you never gonna give. The ground, the outside. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up.
Gotta lock in, gotta lock in. Every day work, gotta clock in. No lie, you know they watching. Not getting my lolly, don't stop in.
I know it's spotlight, it's mine. Hustling hard work. I shine, you never gonna give. The grind is making them outside. Now we ain't giving up. 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 I know it's spotlight, it's mine. Hustling hard work. I shine, you never gonna give. The grind is making them outside. Now we ain't giving up. 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 2, 3. I know it's not like it's mine. Hustling hard work. I shine. You never been good. The ground is looking a lot. So now we ain't giving up. 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 The ground so now we ain't giving up. 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 I know it's spotlight. It's mine. Hustle with hard work. I shine. You never gonna get it. The ground is looking a lot. It's hard. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up.
Gotta lock in, gotta lock in. Every day work, gotta clock in. Now lock in, you know they lock in. I give them my all, that's the option. We only live once, it ain't often. I wanna be one in the top team. I burn to my bones in the coffin. I work cause I wanna be talking. Working to do better when I go shopping. I'll be the janitor sweeping them off. And sometimes I'm thinking that's why I'm the awesome.
With hard work. I shine. You never. The ground is looking a lot. It's hard. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up.
Gotta lock in, gotta lock in. Every day work, gotta clock in. All eyes on me, gotta lock in. I give them my all, that's the option. We only live once, it ain't often. I wanna be one in the top 10. I grind to my bones in the coffin. I wanna be popping. Nobody think it's one of those shopping. Do the dinner, this sleep when I'm mopping. Think of those things when I'm never out. I deep in the stuff like to stop 'em.
You know it's spotlight. It's mine. Hustle with hard work. I shine. You never gonna get it. The grind is making a lot. It's hard. Now we ain't giving up. 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 I know it's spotlight. It's mine. Hustle with hard work. I shine. You never gonna get it. The grind is making a lot. It's mine. Hustle with hard work. I shine. You never gonna get it. The grind is making a lot. It's hard. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up. Now we ain't giving up.
Gotta lock in, gotta lock in. Every day work, gotta clock in. No eyes on me, yeah, they watching. I get in my all, that's my option. We only live once, ain't no often. I wanna be one in the top team. I grind in my bones to the coffin. I'm working on when to be popping. Wife and the kids, yeah, they wanna go shopping. I'll be the janitor, sweeping, I'm mopping. Friends all reflecting, you know, I'm awesome. Not even the leather could drop 'em.
Now we ain't giving up.